Okay, this is Sunday. It's 3:05 a.m. and the moon is totally on the east side of Toronto. And I'll just back up and show how far off east it is. That's straight east. And I'm just going to loosen this and show where it was just a few days ago. So I'm going to turn the camera real slow and I'll show you the position where it was just a few days ago. Same time. Okay, and that's about where it was. 180 degrees, just about 170 degrees over towards the west. Now I'm going to go back slow again and show where it is now. It's just in a few days that this huge change in location has occurred. It's almost like it went over to the other half of the world or something. That's about how big the change is. And it's really amazing that it can change so many degrees in just a few days. So something is really up and something is really not right. I don't need to be a scientist to know that this is not either common or usual, and that this is not a good sign that the moon keeps changing all over the place in the sky. Okay, tonight it looks yellow and it's just a sliver. And I see also what looks like a star. I will examine that later. But now I want to just check the moon out to see whether it's a hologram or whatever it is. I want to check it out. And I can already see a whole lot of entities all over it, and boy, more than ever, I mean, maybe not more than ever, but a whole lot of them. Just look at that. Now I also see an energy field on both sides. It's in red. And I see all these orbs just all over it. Back off a little bit. Get a better picture. I'm going to try and move it to the middle. Okay. Back off just a little more, get the whole thing in. Oh well. I'll try and get the corners later. But I just want you to look at all those orbs all over it. And that's not my imagination. I gotta move it over so you can see them all. Okay. That's a lot of activity. And those things may look small, but they're really big in real life, considering if that's the moon, the size of it, and how far away it's supposed to be. Okay. So it's moving southward and up, which is the wrong way. It should be coming north to me and up, and it's going in an opposite direction. I just want to try and get this corner in. Sorry about that quick move. My stand here is giving me trouble. Okay, so this is, I gotta loosen these things up a little bit so I can move it. Okay, now I have it set up. Okay, so you can see all the orbs all over it, all around it and all over it. And you can see the red glow, which is some kind of a energy field on the bottom. And if I back off enough, you could see it all around it. And those clusters are actually on it. They're on the top portion. And there's lots more in the air. Look, all kinds. So the whole thing appears that it's very low, and very possibly in our atmosphere. I can't be sure because I can't see enough of it, whether that's the moon or not the moon, and whether or not it's a hologram, because I'll show you it's very low. It's very low. And it was a lot lower even just a few minutes ago. And it just sort of popped into the scene from nowhere. Because I was watching, I was doing some work and I was watching, and it didn't show up until it just showed up a few minutes ago suddenly. And right a little bit lower than it is right now, and there it was. So I'm going to try and get as close as I can to these here. Okay, so there's a lot of activity on both sides, as you can see, and those are all clusters and all these organisms I've been filming for a while now. And they're just all over it. So I can't say that that's the moon. It may very well be a hologram, since those organisms are in our atmosphere, and apparently they're all over it, so whatever that is has got to be in our atmosphere, being that it's so low and everything. I'm just trying to see the movement, because the last time it was really jerking around all over. It doesn't appear to be doing that tonight. Okay, so the movement appears a lot smoother tonight than the last time. I'm just going to bring it back down here and just watch it go up. What's happening is that it's not moving at the same rate. Before it was moving faster, and this trip across the camera view, it's moving a little bit slower. Its speed is not the same. It's taking longer this time to go across the screen than just before. and it's at the same focus and focal length. As you can see, it's taking a while for it to disappear off the frame, where before it just took a few seconds. So that's just another unusual thing. I'm just going to move it back one more time, and just to see. I gotta set it right, just to see how it's gonna move. Okay, so it's moving real slow, and it's moving very smooth, and it's not jerking back and forth or up or down like it did the last couple of times I shot it, when it showed up last week, or the week before. I can't even remember when it showed up. It doesn't show up regular, that's for sure. Okay, so basically it's moving smooth and it's moving slow. Okay, I just want to see the top portion here, since I didn't have a chance to get a good look at that. Okay, now I'm gonna zoom in on it. Just to lock it in here, so on high zoom. I have to lower it some more. Now you can see that those things are going right around it. And that means that there's nothing on the other side there where it's supposed to be the dark side of the moon. Those orbs seem like they're going right around it, and there is no dark side of the moon. Looks like it's very narrow there. That's what it looks like to me. I'm here right at the tip. If I can get this thing to stay, I'm just going to try and tighten it. And I lost it. I moved it too much. Now you can see the red energy field around both sides there. So that means there is no dark side of the moon. And this can't be the moon. Okay? Because you wouldn't be able to see the energy field on both sides, and those things wouldn't be going around it at such a high pace if it was there was another portion. I just want to see the top. I'm holding it, that's why it's shaking. I don't know why this thing won't stay. Okay. Now you can see that they're going right around that point. And there's an energy field on both sides. So if there was another section to the moon, like the other 3/4 or 7/8 or whatever the fraction would be, it wouldn't have an energy field on the inside part, and also those things wouldn't be going around it. These things, and look, you can't even see anything there. You should be able to see something, because I'm close enough to see what's happening there. But all I can see is those clusters of orbs, and there's a whole lot of them on the whole structure. Just want to see the bottom. You can see that the orbs are going around counterclockwise in a circular motion and orbiting that corner or that point. Just want to show that. That's not my imagination. Look. So I can't say that that's the moon because of that energy field all around it, and also that these orbs are orbiting around those points. So there can't be anything else there, the rest of the moon, where it's supposed to be, because those orbs are going around that point, and real fast too. And look how many are here. Both top and bottom. So there's a lot of unanswered questions about the whole thing, because the whole thing does not make any sense. And given the fact that it's totally on the east side of Toronto, when it's not supposed to be there at this hour, it's supposed to be totally on the west side. It's 180 degrees off, and it's very low. It was very low before when I first came out here, and when I first saw it, it was even lower, and now it's changed color. It was yellow, now it's white. Okay. You can see that the orbs and the energy field are on both sides, the outside side and the supposedly inside side. But the whole thing has gotten super bright all of a sudden, and before it was yellow, which is also very unusual that in a space of just a minute or two, the entire thing can be like 10 times brighter and change color. So I don't think that's the moon, for obvious reasons, because those things just are not possible for any celestial body to be 180 degrees out of place, to have been that low when I first started shooting, and even now, and then to turn from yellow to white in a space of 1 minute. And also, before, it had an energy field all around it, which was red, and it had orbs on both sides of it, which were spinning around the points. And because I'm filming it now, it's changed to be so bright that you can't see the orbs very well. And that's the reason why the intensity of light has increased and why it's changed so much. So now it's harder to tell what I was just talking about. So I'm going to stop this for right now, and I want to try and get that thing that looks like a star to see if it's a star or not a star. If I can find it, I'll try.